legislative session, and industry held its breath as an amended House Bill 705 threatened to bankrupt companies and send hundreds into the Louisiana unemployment lines. Big utility companies successfully added last-minute amendments to a bill both sides of the solar tax credit issue had previously agreed. The action aimed to end solar panel leasing, a program that accounts for 3 out of every 4 systems on roofs today. The utility companies hope to stem the wave of solar installations beginning to make a dent in their bottom line. One company, Posigen, operating from its Metairie, Louisiana headquarters, initiated a fight on Friday, May 31st, when these threatening amendments were first added. By Monday morning, a small army had amassed on the company's front lawn. Thousands of phone calls and personal pleas had been sent to the entire Senate, and all these troops joined forces and marched to Baton Rouge.
We are going to the legislature to fight changes to the new tax credit that would basically put us out of business, eliminating the possibility for poor people to get access to renewable energy and energy efficiency in the state of Louisiana, and that's a travesty.
Solar is just out of the reach of the average man. I mean, middle class, lower class, older people couldn't get solar.
We want people to continue to save on their electricity costs, and we want to save our jobs.
By the way the law is written, effectively it puts all the leasing companies out of business.
Guys, we're going to call your name out. We're putting everyone in teams of 4 with a leader on each team. So if you hear your name, go with that person. If you have someone with you, go with your person with that person.
We believe in the Made in America, and that's great. There has been no Made in America up until now. We've got millions of dollars worth of inventory sitting in our warehouses that have been ordered by Louisiana customers that are ready to be installed, and if they change that we cannot get a credit on Made in America, all of our inventory will be worthless and our company will be bankrupt.
So I'm here this morning to try and save my job and to make sure that every family in Louisiana has the right to clean energy and low utility bills.
I employ over 60 Louisiana residents. We also employ over 90 subcontractors, so the people that install our products, that deliver our products, that help do our energy efficiency work. These are all good, well-paying jobs in the state of Louisiana. If HB 705 passes in its current state, it will eliminate all those jobs. So not everybody can write a check for $25,000 or $30,000, and that doesn't mean that they shouldn't have a financing option that allows them to get their tax credit, take advantage of that tax credit to get solar energy on their home and save energy.
Louisiana is one of the states in the Union that mandates a private energy corporation should provide energy to the state at a 6% profit. Many politicians openly work to further the interests of these corporate profits and sometimes weigh these interests over the public good. In this particular instance, nothing short of a flood of public backlash would prevent this latest round of protectionist legislation from becoming law. Baton Rouge, 9 a.m. Busloads of workers, contractors, and journalists converged on Senate chambers hoping to save their jobs, and low-income homeowners hope to still have a chance to have solar placed on their roofs.
We're here today to make sure that House Bill 705, which was originally our own self-reform bill sponsored by industry, is preserved in its way to continue to allow access to the credit to all demographics in the state of Louisiana.
Companies have a lot of inventory that's not necessarily American made, and what people need to realize is not just because it's American made doesn't mean that it's actually the most efficient product in solar. What does it do for the state? What does it do for the taxpayer? What it does for the state is a less return on investment for the state, and it's less savings for the consumer. So once again, it's important for us to make sure that we remove the 5 kW. There's no doubt in my mind it's a utilities amendment to kill solar here in Louisiana. to moderate income people who have no opportunity to put $5,000 down because they don't have $5,000. And what the leasing model has done is allowed them to have that savings on their energy bill to make sure that they're able to enjoy solar just like the rich, just like the wealthy.
With 2 hours and 50 votes to go, Pozijan held interviews before many media sources and staged a series of 1960s-era sign-studded protests and chants aimed at the cameras. The world was watching.
This makes it affordable for the masses to be able to save all kinds of money on their electric bills and to save all kinds of oil and gas, etc., etc.
It's coming up for a vote. Should be up for a vote in the next 2 hours. We've had lots of people calling into the Senate. We've had lots of support, and we're hoping that the Senate sees a way clear to saving this program.
For me personally, Pozijan has given me an opportunity to give back to the community.
What happens next?
We lay off 70 people and 200 subcontractors on July 1st.
And I just want everybody to be treated equal. I want whether you can purchase it outright or whether you lease it.
This is a national conversation. It's not just a Louisiana conversation. It's an unfortunate battle between investor-owned utilities and homeowners. And it's an understandable fight. Our country 100 years ago decided to set up our infrastructure with our grid and the way that we make sure that utilities are guaranteed a profit. It unfortunately had an unintended consequence that they make their money from building new plants and from their infrastructure.
In Senate chambers, nerves were on edge while last-minute talks between industry lobbyists and senators raged. From the galleries, the green shirt-clad workers looked on with hope, worry, and anticipation. Senate chambers, 3 p.m. All eyes were focused on the floor when HB705 came up for its vote. Senators Morell and Martini led the barrage of commentary as both sides polarized over the issues.
They're in business with an 80% subsidy from the rest of the taxpayers in this country.
And not to slit its throat. Because I'll tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, all this focus on American products now, you're firing American workers. You're shutting down American businesses that are playing by the rules as we laid them out that exist today. All this amendment does is make sure that they have the opportunity, these American businesses employing American workers, to clear out the inventory they bought based upon the rules as we established them.
I believe we're American citizens who have businesses, who have, relying on what we did and what the federal government did, made purchases to keep their businesses going. Now they got to take a haircut. I guess I'm okay with that. But I don't think we need to go to.
Did you know? What Senator Martini is trying to do with this amendment is to make this equipment more available to people who are of limited means. The people who technically, one would argue, most need this technology.
And you invested your money into your business to try to make a living, to pay taxes in this country. We're not going to cut your throat.
The average size house in Louisiana is 5 kW.
The argument today over this 5K situation, over this wattage, is really an argument about the haves and have-nots.
The industry-owned utility behind this amendment. Now I'm going to tell you that whether it's a 5 kilowatt system or a 6 kilowatt system doesn't matter as far as the credit. The credit is what we say it is. What we are doing is we are preying on these poor people. But who are the only people that we are limiting the size of this? I talked to Senator Ahmed, he says you can't run a motorhome on a 5 kilowatt generator.
Keep it fair, save our solar, keep it fair, save our solar.
Vote machines, please. Vote machines. You through voting? You through voting? All right. Close my please. 27 days, 12 days, members adopted. Any further members to say,
In the end, by unanimous vote, reason won out and HB 705 was successfully amended. Solar companies will sell off non-U.S. inventory by January 1, and solar system size is capped at 6 kilowatts. But most importantly, solar leasing was saved. Low and middle income homeowners still can choose solar, and hundreds of green workers still have their jobs.
Democracy in action. It was unbelievable day. It saved our job.
So if this would have went through, not just one, the entire household would have went down, and we both can't stand on the unemployment line. So
Not only does this today help save our jobs, but it's going to help us help thousands of more working families in Louisiana.
there's a turnpike.
We're not in this to sell solar panels, we're in this to change lives. What happened was they actually overplayed their hand. They went in the Finance Committee, created 2 egregious amendments to the law that effectively killed every single solar company instantly. And those measures didn't apply to purchasing.